Hello friends, welcome to the lecture on yield of aquifers. So far, up till now, we have seen the types of aquifers and various terminologies, definitions, technical terms associated with aquifers. So in this lecture, we are going to see what is meant by yield of aquifers and how it is determined. So let us start. Before going actually on the yield topic, we have to understand various terminologies to find out the yield of aquifer. So starting with the drainage of groundwater. By the term drainage of groundwater, we generally mean extracting the water from below the water table through wells, infiltration galleries, springs, etc. The water is thus drained from the groundwater reservoir either under a natural phenomenon like spring, or it can be drained artificially by constructing wells and lifting water through them. The water so drained may then be used to fulfill irrigation or municipal needs. Groundwater yield. The interstices present in the given formation get filled up with water during the process of groundwater replenishment. It is a natural process by which the groundwater level automatically gets replenished. If all the voids are completely filled with water, then it is known as saturated formation. That already we have seen. The water contained in these voids is drained by digging wells under the action of gravity drainage. When these saturated formations are drained under the action of gravity drainage, it is found that the volume of water so drained is less than the volume of the void space as indicated by its porosity. This is because of the fact that the entire water contained in these voids cannot be drained out by mere the force of gravity. Some of the water is always retained by these interstices due to their molecular attraction. The water so retained is known as pellicular water. Now the specific yield. The volume of groundwater extracted by gravity drainage from a saturated water bearing material is known as yield. This is simply yield. I will repeat the definition. The volume of groundwater extracted by gravity drainage from a saturated water bearing material is known as yield, and when it is expressed as ratio of volume of the total material drained, then it is known as specific yield. So what is specific yield? Numerically you can see the formula. Specific yield is equal to volume of the water obtained by the gravity drainage divided by total volume of the material drained or dewatered multiplied by 100. So specific yield, it is expressed in percentage. Now the specific retention or field capacity, it is exactly reverse of the specific yield. So let us see specific retention or field capacity. On the other hand, the quantity of water retained by the material against the pull of gravity is termed as the specific retention or the field capacity, and this is also expressed as percentage of the volume of the material drained. So specific retention or field capacity is equal to volume of water held against gravity drainage divided by total volume of the material drained multiplied by 100. It is evident that the sum of the specific yield and the specific retention is equal to its porosity. Now the specific capacity of well. Specific capacity of a well is the rate of flow from a well per unit drawdown. Specific capacity of a well is the rate of flow from a well per unit drawdown. It should be determined for the fall of the first meter, as it is not the same for all the drawdowns. Then comes coefficient of storage. The storage coefficient for an artesian aquifer is equal to the volume of water released from the aquifer of unit cross-sectional area of the full height of the aquifer when the piezometric surface declines by unity. In other words, in general, storage coefficient is defined as the volume of water that aquifer releases or stores per unit surface area of the aquifer per unit change in the component of head normal to that surface. So that is what the coefficient of storage. Then how to measure the yield of underground sources. So measurement of yield of underground sources, that is aquifers. The yield of an aquifer can be estimated in the following different ways. First is on the basis of flow velocity of the groundwater, and second is by performing pumping test in the field. Now the estimation of yield by estimation of velocity of groundwater. If a well is penetrated through an aquifer, the water will rush into it with a velocity v, and if capital A is the area of the aquifer opening in the well, then capital Q, that is discharge, will be given as Q is equal to V into A, where V is the discharge velocity into the well and is given by the equation V is equal to small n into V suffix A, where n is the porosity of the soil medium and V suffix A is the actual flow velocity of the groundwater. Eventually, the discharge of well excavated through the given aquifer is given as capital Q, that is discharge, is equal to n into VA into A. Estimation of yield by another method, that is by pumping test. The yield of an aquifer can be estimated by conducting two direct practical tests in the field which can directly indicate the well yield from the given aquifer. These tests are, first is the pumping test and second is recuperating test. So we will start with the pumping test. So pumping test, also it is called as equilibrium pumping test, because all the conditions when met at the equilibrium, then only we can find out the yield. So see how the calculations are done. A pump is first of all installed so as to draw sufficient supplies of water from the open well and to cause heavy drawdown in its water level. The rate of pumping is then changed and so adjusted that the water level in the well becomes constant. So thereby the equilibrium conditions are occurred. In this condition of equilibrium, the rate of pumping will be equal to the rate of yield of the well at a particular drawdown. Knowing this yield, say Q1, at a certain known drawdown, say S1, the yield Q at any given drawdown can be evaluated with the help of Darcy's law as follows. By the Darcy's law, as we know, capital Q is equal to Ki into A is equal to K into S upon L, that is hydraulic gradient, into A, that is area of the aquifer, which is further equal to K upon L into AS. So the term K upon L can be treated as a constant and denoted by letter C. So Q is equal to C into A into S, where S is the depression head or the drawdown in the well. So with the help of this formula, by pumping test, you can determine the yield of an aquifer or the well at the equilibrium condition. Then recuperating test. Although the pumping test gives accurate value of the safe yield, it sometimes becomes very difficult to adjust the rate of pumping to meet the requirement of equilibrium conditions so as to keep the well water level constant. In such circumstances, recuperating test is adopted. In this method, water is first of all drained from the well at a fast rate so as to cause sufficient drawdown. The pumping is then stopped. The water level in the well will start rising. The time taken by the water to come back to its normal level or some other measured level is then noted. The discharge can then be worked out as follows. So see here the setup of Recuperating test, it is shown. This is the well. Okay, this is the initial level of the water, and water is heavily drawn down up to the level of CD. This is the drawdown S1. Okay, so let us see the terms. With reference to the figure, let AB, this AB shown by the dotted line, static water level in the well before the pumping was started. What is CD? CD, as you can see at the bottom, water level in the well when the pumping was stopped. This is the water level when the pumping is stopped. S1 is the depression head in the well at the time the pumping was stopped. So when the pumping was stopped, this is the total depression head drawdown. Capital EF is the water level in the well at the noted time, say after time capital T, from when the pumping is stopped. So after pumping is stopped, you allow the water to retain, and after time interval capital T, you will find this new level EF. So S2 is the depression head in the well at time T after pumping is stopped. So after pumping is stopped and after time T, this is the new drawdown or the depression head S2. So with the help of these formulas as derived in the literature, you can find out the discharge by the recuperating test as Q is equal to C dash S, or Q is equal to C dash upon A into S, or simply you just have to remember this formula. Discharge is equal to Q, it is equal to 2.3 upon T log to the base 10 S1 upon S2 A into S, when C dash is a constant depending upon the soil through which water enters the well. So at the time of examination, this C dash will be either given to you or transmissivity will be given to you, and the values of S1 and S2 will be given to you in the formulation of the numerical. So you have to remember this formula to find out the discharge with the help of recuperation test. So these are the field tests associated with yield of the aquifers or the yield of the wells. So I hope you have understood the various terminologies associated with it. I request all of you to go through these standard references to gain more knowledge, to understand the concepts more thoroughly. Still then, if you are having any doubt, you can ask me on my email address dnpaitankar@sanjeevani.org.in. Thank you for listening. Happy learning.